Hi guys, it's Tanya from 4 Girls Jewelry. Today we will make some crosses. I promised that on Tuesday, but I just didn't feel uh, strong enough to film the tutorial. Got a little sick. So today I feel better and working with 24 gauge wire, some beads, creating those crosses. My previous tutorial I showed these earrings, and I believe I already created them before with one necklace, this guy. Yeah, because I work last week on my crosses, and I love this little component that you can put asymmetrical or very symmetrical in your work, right? But I like with a round shape, because these beads I used they were round, so it's great one kind of shape, cross like. But when you use little elongated beads, it's great even better shape. So you guys check your stash, what you have at home or in your studio, and try to play with different shapes. You can also use small beads. I was thinking something like tiny rondelles and make these crosses from them. You can put 2 beads, and for each leg could use 2 beads, tiny ones, right? I will use 24 gauge, and I think I will use these metal beads that I have. So I will use those for this. I never measure, so that's why I want to give you a room for your creation. You can create how you want, play with that. See, this is the same element, but just 4 of them. These 4, I add them all together and it's create a pendant. All of them need to go in a liver of silver, of course, and then they will look very beautiful. I love transformation with the liver of silver. So I think I hope I motivate you to pick up your wires and create something beautiful today. So let's start it. We need just beads and 24 gauge wire, simple tools. I need my cutter, and I will use my round nose pliers today because I like to make very tiny, very tiny loops here. See, they are tiny. Sometimes I use my veil maker pliers. That's when I want to have a little bit larger the larger hole here, like something that for the, if I add on thicker jump break or something, you know. But today I will use tiny ones. That's up to you what you wanted to, what kind of sizes you will use, right? 24 gauge I have here in my studio, and yeah, I still didn't cover it. Sorry for my voice though. So I will use just leave a little room for my twisting my wire. So I use the tip of my round nose pliers, just make complete loop here, and I will hold that little tiny piece with my pliers, and just with this hand I make several wraps. It's like about 3. It's funny, now I eyeball it almost everything, I never measure. So here we are, we have this beautiful little loop on top, and I will use 2 beads, this elongated one. It's a metal beads, they're not expensive at all, great beautiful element though. And the trick is we wanted to leave a little room because we want to have a space between these 2 eventually, so we can put another beads on both sides. So I leave like from the pliers, but just a little bit more than that. That's what I leave. So I don't know, that's you decide. So you can also look like on the pliers, you can mark somewhere, so you, and it will be constant for you if you want to have perfect element each time. And I use again tip of my pliers and create another loop, and I will do 1, 2, 3, because I like to be constant. We have 3 here, 3 here, or if you want a 2 and 2, you know. So here we have our wire. I want you to manipulate that wire between these two. That's why we needed a little room here. See, we have it. And we'll put another third bead there. Let's put that number 3. There you go. So that's how it's look now. Hold it, push this wire behind. Just make sure that it sits nicely. So you hold, and the one wire will go on top of your bead. It's okay. It's how it's supposed to go. And go around and push it as hard as you can without destroying anything, and your wire will go slip again in the same groove here. And now time to put our 4th bead. Let's put this number 4. Yeah, we have number 4. So now we have wire going on top, and then our bead here. We can't go back this way, we have to go this way. So each time we will have 1 wire here, and 1 bead will be looking like without the wire, but the wire will be on the opposite side. It's, for some reason, for me feels more safe. So, and again, we push it, the wire around that element, and I will cut right here. The only thing is, your job is to put this little tail, hide it nicely between the beads. I will push that with my pliers all the way down, so it will not catch anything, right? Okay. And there we have our little cross. Then it's time to straighten the, I like them to be like this, facing that way. Same with this. If you feel like you want to you want to make that more stable, I just push it all the wires, and it has to like, see, it's perfect now. You can also use a rubber mallet if you wanted to, or any pliers that you have with like these guys, like with the plastic. So just squeeze a few times so it will sit nicely, and this element will be ready for any necklaces. And I really like it, guys, how it looks. So I'm planning to make several chains just with these components. So I use my simple, it's a commercially made chain, and I will just add them on the chain. I add them because I don't like use anything that can open up later, like jump ring, because they have an opening. I like my jewelry to be more stable and completed proper. So how I add them with a little link that I create, this little chain link. I showed how I make my own chains, but just to show again, because maybe somebody watching who is new to my channel. So again, with the tip of my pliers, we leave a little tail here, complete wrap loop, and here on this one I calculate 1, 2, 3, 4 in the 1/4 of here. It's actually 8, but that's up to you also what space you want to use on your chain. But that's how I do my pattern. So I just put one in the space I want, and there's will be also 3 basically wraps here. Make sure it doesn't press nicely wired. And I do also use again tip of my pliers, round nose pliers. The thing is, one loop I want to face to me and the other on the side. Do you see? That's always a good thing. One has to be this way, the other has to be that way. And here before we closing, we'll put our little component there, and I will hold gently that loop so it will not destroy, like this. And we will wrap our 24 gauge wire around, and I like to end it in the middle of this circle here. I like to cut like this, and then push that wire. Here we are, like we push that wire inside in the middle of that circle, basically. It will never unravel, it will stay like it's supposed to be. That's it. And you put one more. I really like, I really like how it looks. It's a nice simple necklace. Will be for layering. You know, you can make them smaller if you wanted to. The smaller, if you have smaller beads, or you can use any round beads. Like I said, they can be very tiny. You can make the tiniest component with them. See how big difference is between the. This looks totally different than that one, even though it's the same design, the same way you do. Play with your beads. I hope you will like that. Here I did just asymmetrical. I never like symmetry for some reason. So when I create something, it's barely, my jewelry barely have any symmetry. I like to add weirdest component in the weirdest spaces. Like here I put 2 together, then 2 here, and then 1 there. I think it's more interesting. It's just me, I guess. Guys, thank you for watching. Sorry for my for my voice. I know I will be better next week. And again, if you wanted to make something more complicated, just make tons of them and add them together. So I just make 4 of them, and I put the wire through middle, combine them together, like make a little loop, and then I actually go up and I add these elongated beads and tie them together. It's weird, but I like it. I like it. Look like a little nice pendant, cross pendant. Complicated if I put in the liver of silver and polish, it will look fantastic. I know that. Liver of silver is just something that I really encourage everybody to use. It's really bring your jewelry to the next level. It looks like antique, like you just found it in the very old treasure box. Isn't it? I love it. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate. Happy New Year. I know my year started from a sickness, but I guess that's the way life is. You never know what waits for you. My daughter got sick for Christmas, and she shared with me a disease too. Yeah, I guess sharing is a caring. Not in disease, but that's what happened. I'm not mad. It's part of life. I will recover, and I will see you on Tuesday, hopefully with the new ideas. Hopefully you will like those crosses. Leave me a comment. It will warm my heart, and I will probably recover faster. Thank you guys. I will see you next Tuesday. Bye bye. Bye bye.